Hello, and welcome to the first podcast ever by the St. Joseph Public Library. It's called
Absolutely Booked.
Yes,
Round of applause.
My name is Jacob.
And I am Kelsey.
And we both work at the East Hills Library.
We do.
Yeah, what do you do here?
I order all young adult, so a lot of teen stuff. I handle adult programming.
You do the teen programming too?
I do teen programming. I don't do all of the adult programming. I just kind of oversee it.
Yeah. And then I just order the nonfiction books. And then a bunch of other stuff, but that's the important part.
He hangs the letters on the wall
I
to tell you where to walk.
Exactly. If you want to know where to go, look at the letters on the wall.
Important things.
Very important. So, this podcast is going to be talking all about things at the library. That's books, movies, music, just whatever we're interested in. And we'll go over at the end of the podcast the programs that we're going to have at the library each month.
Each month we'll also have a theme. And this month's theme is naturally...
Spoopy.
Drumroll. Okay. It's spooky stuff, y'all.
Spooky, scary, Halloween.
Spooky season.
Yes.
I really want to hit that soundboard so bad.
We'll have to put the sounds in post.
Later.
So, for spooky season, you were asked to review some books for the news press.
I was. So, I don't know if it's a monthly thing, but recently we have been asked, and we as staff for the St. Joseph Public Library have been asked to review a few books in certain genres. And naturally, for the month of October, they did ask us to review horror books. And that happens to be one of my specialties.
Yeah, Kelsey's favorite.
All things spooky.
Horror, thriller.
Year-round.
Suspense.
Year-round spooky.
Yeah.
So I just wrote up some reviews. They will be in the first Saturday edition of October 2nd.
I believe so.
In the newspaper, News Press. So keep an eye out for that. I reviewed 5 books. 4 of them are adult. 1 is young adult, but don't let the young adult title scare you off, because young adult is for everybody.
So which of those
PSA.
is your favorite?
I think my favorite is going to be probably A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay, because I love that author personally.
I was going to say Paul Tremblay sounds familiar. He does a lot?
Yeah, he does a lot, but I also talk about him a lot. I gush about him. I'm a little biased. He gave me a shout out on a video one time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's really rad. His books are rad. He writes mostly horror, thriller. So A Head Full of Ghosts is about a girl who's maybe mentally ill, but also maybe possessed by a demon.
Oh.
Extra spooky.
What happens to her?
Does
she do something?
Yeah, I mean, her family, instead of helping the poor child, they call in a reality TV show.
Oh, this is a young person.
Yes, she's a child. Calls in a reality TV show. They're having some financial problems. So what do? You become the spooky Kardashians.
You monetize that child.
The spooky Kardashians.
Yes.
So this reality show follows this poor child, and then it kind of fast forwards in their life, like 20 years later or something like that, where it's her sister talking, and her sister's kind of reflecting on what happened to them. And the whole time you're trying to figure out, is she schizophrenic, or was she possessed by a demon?
And it's really good.
It's great. It's so scary. I don't get scared really easily from books. And
Right.
that book really scared me.
For days. Looking over your shoulder.
Yes, sleeping with the lights on. And actually, Stephen King said that book scared the hell out of him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's the,
He's the king.
the original. Yeah, the king. The Stephen King of horror.
Well, that one sounds really good.
It's great.
What's the young adult one?
The young adult is Clown in a Cornfield.
Clown?
Yes.
Oh, no.
By Adam Caesar. And it's like, I said in my review, it kind of reminds me of like Scream, or I Know What You Did Last Summer, like a really cheesy slasher film from the 90s, which is what I like, but it's literally about like a homicidal clown.
And this is a real clown. Is there any suspense to it, or is there a mystery going on, or is there just some slash it cutting up?
Well, it's kind of it's timely because it's centered kind of around politics
Interesting.
in a small town. And so it's kind of a battle between the older residents and the younger residents. And the older people want to keep
Sounds
things.
very American Horror Story cult.
Yes, very much so. So
Interesting.
the older people just want to keep it, how it is. Everything's working fine. Don't change anything. While the younger generation, of course, wants progress and diversity and the whole 9 yards. So they're kind of in a battle for that. And then that battle suddenly isn't super important when a homicidal clown comes through and tries to kill all of the teens.
Oh, does the
All of
clown bring the town together?
Not quite.
Oh, interesting.
Not quite. Not so much. A homicidal clown, you would think, man, this is going to fix everything. But that is not what happens. So I recommend that one. Like I said, do not let the young adult title scare you off, because young adult is for
Everybody.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, what was one other one that you reviewed this month, or something you didn't review this month that's just spoopy?
Well, for one that I didn't review, I would say just anything true crime, like specifically Helter Skelter.
Okay, see, now you're getting into my territory of nonfiction.
Stepping on those toes,
True
man.
crime is what I purchase.
True crime is the ultimate spooky, I think, because, you can scare me with a haunted house, but what really scares me is the Manson cult.
What really happens, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I love Helter Skelter. I think Manson is the craziest.
Helter Skelter, that's an old book.
Super old. It's a big one, too. It's pretty thick. But it is, if you want something that'll really make you sleep with the lights on.
Ooh.
It's a good one.
Very interesting.
It's a good one.
Well, since Kelsey talked about her favorite books, I pulled some spoopy books off of the shelves to talk about from the nonfiction collection. And I think these are both considered true crime. I've got one called The Babysitter, My Summers with a Serial Killer.
Oh, my.
Yeah, really interesting. I'm just going to read the inside of the flap jacket here.
Okay, let's do it.
So, Liza, I don't know, it has a Z, Rodman was a lonely little girl during her Cape Cod summers while her mother worked days in a local motel and danced most nights in the Provincetown bars. Her babysitter, the gentle, handsome handyman at the motel, took her and her sister on adventures in his truck, sometimes to his quote-unquote secret garden in the Truro woods. He was one of the few kind, understanding adults in her life. But there was one thing she didn't know. The babysitter was a serial killer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Some of his victims were buried in pieces right there in his garden in the woods.
Oh, my.
Through Tony Costa's gruesome case though Tony Costa's gruesome case made screaming headlines in 1969 and beyond, Liza never connected her family babysitter and the infamous killer until decades later. Haunted by nightmares and horrified by what she learned, Liza became obsessed with the case. Now she and co-writer Jennifer Jordan reveal the unimaginable story of charming but brutal psychopath through the eyes of a young girl who once called him a friend.
That sounds so intense.
So this was a real story about this girl who was babysat by a person who turned out to be a serial killer.
That is one of many reasons why I don't have anyone babysit my kids.
Yeah. Babysitters, serial killers can be fun sometimes.
No, thank you. No, thanks.
And then the other one is my favorite book that I've gotten recently because the cover is so spoopy.
I know. I wish everybody could see it. It is.
I really wish you could see it. Look it up on the library website.
It's incredible.
It's called We Keep the Dead Close, and it just, looking at it, is very eerie. So we'll look at this one now. Again, same year, 1969, the height of the counterculture, the year Harvard would begin the tumultuous process of merging with sister school Radcliffe, and the year that Jane Britton, an adventurous graduate student in Harvard's anthropology department, would be found bludgeoned to death in her apartment. 40 years later, Becky Cooper, a curious undergrad, would first hear whispers of the story. The body was nameless, a student had an affair with her professor, and he murdered her in the Peabody Museum. Though this rumor would prove false, it started an investigation that would consume Cooper's life for the next 10 years. So, just another classic murder at Harvard, but true crime style.
Those both sound really good. I'm surprised I have not checked those out.
The babysitter one is something I've heard about. I've seen some reviews and some talk about it. I think the We Keep the Dead Close, Becky Cooper's author, was on NPR plugging her book.
Okay.
So
I
they
know
both made a
I've-
little bit of noise.
I know I've seen The Babysitter for sure, but I have not seen We Keep the Dead Close, and I cannot recommend enough. Look up that book because the cover is great.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yes. Well,
Moving on into what's happening at the library.
what is happening at the library this
What's
month?
happening?
So, this month, because we are closed for COVID, it's very sad. We're just doing curbside.
It is so sad.
We really miss everybody being in here. It's very quiet. It's very spoopy, to be honest.
You're right. It's going with the theme, man. It's spooky up in here.
So we really miss everybody, but we have a whole lot of online programs and take and makes and things like that. So the one thing we have that's going on all the time, it's called Book a Librarian. And you can get a one-on-one Zoom visit with your local librarian, whether that's Jess or Misty from East Hills or downtown. And just go online to our website, go to our calendar, and you can reserve a time slot to have one of them hang out with your family, and you can read to them. They can read to you. You can just talk about life, really whatever's going on, whatever you need a librarian for that day.
You need a librarian for everything, if you ask me.
Yeah, you can have an hour or half an hour of time.
I
every
might
day.
book some time with Jess.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm sure it would be very productive.
Just some me time. Okay, and speaking of Jess, every single month, Jess is hosting a virtual
Yoga, yogurt,
I was going to say ukulele. A
Yokel.
virtual ukulele strum and sing along. Like I said, this is virtual. It's over Zoom, but it is so much fun. I have filled in for Jess to host.
Oh yes, you have. Have
And
you
it-
done it online?
I haven't done it online. Oh, wait, maybe I have. I feel like I have done it online, actually. I've done
I
it
think
both.
you've done it once. Yeah.
I've done both, baby. I'm just a jack of all trades, man.
Yeah.
But it is so much fun. There's like a playlist that they all play, and everyone just jams out. It is super rad.
Yeah.
Love it.
And then we also have every Tuesday morning the virtual SJPL reads, and that's on the YouTube channel. That is going to be Jess doing a different story, and she does, she puts on a whole performance.
She really does.
Yeah,
And-
they put a lot of work into that.
As you can see, Jess is super busy, so good luck booking her for Book a Librarian. Jess is
Yeah.
busy, y'all.
Our juvenile librarians are crazy busy doing all these things.
And just awesome. They're just cranking it out for everybody. Also happening on Tuesdays is Tricky Tuesday to Go. So this is at Washington Park Library. This is intended for kids, and it is a weekly kit containing books, crafts, and at-home activities, hand-selected for your family.
Wow.
I know, right?
They are doing a lot over there at Washington Park, too.
Just everybody's doing everything we can for the community.
And then at Carnegie Library, so Tricky Tuesday is every Tuesday at Washington Park. Every Wednesday at Carnegie is the same kind of idea. They do Wacky Wednesday take and makes. They do fun crafts every Wednesday that you can come pick up there.
Okay, and like I said, Jess may be doing a lot, but that doesn't mean Misty's not pulling her weight, all right? Because virtual story time with Miss Misty and friends is every single Thursday. Every Thursday. That's
and that
crazy.
one's on Zoom.
It is on Zoom. So you're going to be joining Misty via Zoom for story time every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. You do have to register to get the Zoom link, but you will sing, dance, read,
Yeah.
everything.
All interactive. It's really cool.
We have done a story time with Misty, my kids and I, and it is so fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's great.
And then on spoopy time, October 7th.
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
It's too early. Kelsey has a thing for Christmas.
I have a thing for everything.
That's true.
Yep.
That's
All right.
true. So at Washington Park Library, October 7th is the Crafty So-and-So's to Go. It's another one of the take and make kits. They just put together, and this one's geared towards adults, but they just put together a fun, functional craft that you can go pick up at Washington Park. It's another one that you're going to call Washington Park to reserve this craft.
And going along with the spoopy season, this might be my favorite event we have coming up. This is virtual right now, but it is the virtual haunting of the Waverly Hills Sanatorium with Becky Ray. Becky Ray is a paranormal investigator from Kansas City. She comes up here quite a bit to
And
hang
a
out.
librarian.
She is a librarian. She works for Mid-Continent Libraries, so if you ever are there, ask for Becky because she's really cool. But she's been working a lot with Angela, and she recently did, I don't know if it was recent actually, but she went and investigated the Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Yeah.
So this is just going to be a virtual presentation, and it is geared for adults, of course, but it is happening on October 7th at 6 p.m.
And then the best part of everybody's week
The best part.
is Kelsey Weber
That's me.
putting on First Chapter Fridays. Now, this is for those people that love the young adult books.
Which should be everybody.
Everybody. Where Kelsey will read the first chapter of a young adult book that she thinks is interesting because she wants you to come check it out at the library. So you can get a feel for the book and see Kelsey's beautiful face on like this podcast.
I know. That's so you can put a face to the voice. Watch my YouTube videos. I'm on there. I do this once a month, and I chat a lot about some cool young adult books that are pretty new to our shelves. So happening on October 9th is going to be the Steam Take and Make Spider Science. So this can be picked up from any of your branches. You do have to register online to reserve your kit because supplies are limited. You will be creating a kit to explore spiders and their webs. And I actually saw this yesterday. Elizabeth made one, and it is so cool.
Yeah, she usually puts together some really cool
She's
stuff.
the craftiest lady I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
want
Elizabeth really
her
goes wild.
To come over and craft with my kids.
That should be
because
the next program.
I refuse to craft.
But they're simple enough for your kids to do.
They are. They're great.
And then on October, I keep wanting to say December. It's the end of the year.
Wishful thinking.
I know. October 11th, something Downtown does is the virtual DIY Why Don't You? And this one's going to be an adult take and make kit for jack-o'-lantern string art, which is that stuff where, you know, you have like the board, and you put nails in it, and you
Oh,
put the
yeah.
strings in between the nails to make a
Okay.
little thing. This one's going to be
Cute.
for a jack-o'-lantern. The supplies are limited, so you can sign up now online, and then they will start distributing them on October 11th.
Oh my gosh.
It's bad.
That's okay. So also happening on October 11th is going to be the Maker Monday Spiderweb Slime Take and Make Kit. This is happening downtown. But again, you can register and have that kit sent to whatever branch you prefer. You will be making a web, it says, or something like that, according to Bethany. Slimy and sticky fun, so parents
A
beware.
web or something like it. Interesting.
Teen Take and Make
Okay.
beaded embroidery kits. This is intended for teens and can be picked up starting October 13th. You do have to register online because, again, supplies are limited.
Beads embroidery kit. Interesting.
That one sounds fun.
And then that is being put together by Josh Downtown, who also hosts just a whole bunch of clubs. And one of them is the Virtual Teen Authors Club. That's going to be happening on the 13th of October, which is a monthly meetup for aspiring young writers to discuss their works, gain feedback, and explore exciting new trends in literature.
Very cool.
Yeah, he does a whole lot with the teens meeting online.
He's great with the clubs. I've attended some of his book clubs, and they are super fun. So also happening, this is another club. I guess it's not a reoccurring club, but it is a virtual Love at the Library event. Graveyard Shift sounds nice and spoopy. This is going to be October 13th at 6 p.m. Again, this is virtual. And this is a live virtual event featuring authors Anne Aguirre, Kate Ballinger, Susanna Allen. That's it. This is hosted by Baker and Taylor, but more importantly, hosted by my good friend, Jenny Ellis. Okay. Woo, Jenny!
We're working on the soundboard.
We're trying. Ebook and print copies of all 3 books will be available for checkout. So you can check out these books, guys.
Yeah, Jenny is always doing something with an author.
Jenny knows everybody. She really does. She's like internet famous, but not in a Kardashian way, but like in a cool way, you know?
Yeah,
She knows all the authors. She gets all the coolest stuff.
yeah.
All the books.
All the paraphernalia.
Oh my gosh, the
Yeah.
bookish items.
Yes. Bookish. That's it. Bookish items.
Bookish item.
And then the biggest event for SJPL of the year, arguably, I can't think of anything else crazier, our fall book sale.
I was going to try to argue that the SRP shindig was bigger, but it was not.
Single event. Well, it's also not a single day. Single week.
Yes, this is a huge event for us. If you want to support the library, we highly recommend that you come out and check out our book sale.
It's going to be in the mall again this year. We had to skip it last year because of the pandemic.
Boo.
So we've been having some little tiny book sales that have been really successful. People came out to see them on our patio, but we're going to have the big fall book sale again now. So it's going to be at the East Hills Mall by the Carousel, where it always is. And on October 14th is the first day that it's going to be open. And then the very first thing that happens is at 2 to 3, they do a Friends Members Only preview sale. Now, that means that the very first people that get to go pick through the books are Friends members. And you can sign up to be a Friends member anytime up to walking in there at 2 o'clock. You can sign up to be a Friends member to join this pre-sale.
If you want to sign up to be a Friends member right now, you can visit our website at sjpl.lib.mo.us/friends with an S.
Yeah, and it's very valuable to be one of the first people in there, because once that book sale opens, people go through it really quickly.
People really do. I mean, they go nuts for our sale.
Yeah.
I go nuts because we get to work it, and there's a pretzel place right there.
Yep, there's a wonderful Auntie Anne's.
And they usually are so nice and give us coupons.
Yes.
So great.
Very nice.
I would work every shift if I could. So, interested.
Let's keep talking about the book sale.
I was going to actually go on.
Yeah.
Continuing with the book sale on, it looks like October 14th at 3 p.m. That's when the book sale is going to kick off.
Yeah, so right after the Friends will be there from 2 to 3, just only Friends people available. And then after the Friends preview is done, they will open it up until 7.
Okay, so that's great. So October 14th is going to be 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. October 15th is 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. October 16th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. October 17th, noon to 5 p.m. And that is also half price day. So all your stuff is half price.
Yeah.
And it's already cheap.
Yeah, what's it say? Hardback books are $2. Paperback books, DVDs, and CDs are $1 each.
So you get half off of that. That's an amazing deal for some really good books. And then we're going to close down that sale October 18th. We'll be there from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's going to be the bag and box sale day. So you can pay $3 for a bag or $6 for a box, and whatever you can fit in there, you get to take home.
And that's whatever bag you bring or whatever box you bring.
So you can bring a duffel bag, a refrigerator box.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
If it's a bag, $3. If it's a box, $6.
Truly
whatever
incredible.
You shove into that.
We love to see it.
And then this year also from 4 to 7 on that last day, October 18th, any teachers or nonprofits, teachers need to bring their school ID, and nonprofits just need to bring their tax exempt status papers, can just take books for free.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So as long as you have your teacher ID or your nonprofit status papers, you will be taking what is left from the book sale for free.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think we need to give some credit to Crystal Stuck, because she really rocks it out with this book sale every single year, and it is so much work.
Crystal Stuck is our outreach and promotions librarian.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. She works across the whole system, doing all kinds of stuff all year long.
And she really preps for this book sale. I mean, basically all year. It's incredible what she does.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on from the book sale to the Virtual Teen Book Club. This is the second and fourth Thursday of the month. It will take place at 4 p.m. And this is a virtual teen book club that will meet... I just said that. In September, you are reading Untold, Defining Moments of the Uprooted. And this is a collection of essays that explores the lives of South Asian girls and their experiences throughout the world. So seats are limited, so you do have to register. Books are provided and are available for pickup on the 1st of the month. To get your copy of this month's book, email Josh Swindler at the downtown branch.
And we were talking about Jenny with her special book club earlier, but she does a virtual book time. She calls virtual bookish time with Jenny every single month, and this is episode 18, where she just posts a YouTube and Instagram video where she's discussing a historical fiction book.
So on October 18th at any time of the day, you can pick up the adult Take and Make Origami Raven.
Read Robbie's little poem.
Oh.
This is a Robbie event.
Okay, so deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming, dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. A paper raven mine to fold, and skill to fold them evermore. Sorry, Robbie, I really blundered that, but that was beautiful. So this is Robbie's program at the downtown branch. Robbie is awesome. So visit the library while supplies last or call the downtown branch at 816-232-7729 to pick up curbside.
And then on October 21st, there is another program called the Perky Puzzlers being run out of the Washington Park Library. If you want to, you can, it's another one where you'll have to sign up, call them. And you'll get some sort of puzzle for the month. Crossword puzzle, word search, Sudoku, jigsaw puzzles. And they'll give you everything you need to do some puzzles for the month.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I did a lot of puzzles at the beginning of the pandemic.
I only like some puzzles, but I do like certain puzzles, yes.
Okay.
Jigsaw, no.
What do you know? It is Jenny Ellis once again. October 23rd at 4 p.m. She is hosting a virtual Forever Young adult. Oh, man. Blundered that one again. So this is the book club sponsored by the Friends, actually. So the Friends provide these books for the book club. Adults that enjoy reading young adult books. And this, again, is hosted by Jenny Ellis. You need to contact her. The October book is Pride and Premeditation by Terja Price.
And then we have another book club, which is run through the downtown library, but it's virtual right now. And it's run by Chelsea Phipps.
Chelsea.
Yep, another wonderful coworker. And this month they are going to be doing The Night Circus by Eric Morgenstern. And I think for all of our book clubs that we have across the whole system, you can check out the books from the library.
Definitely.
There's never a time when you're required to purchase a book.
No, never ever. We will always try to provide that book. If we can't, we can do an interlibrary loan. We'll figure something out for you so that you can join in. So moving on, this is another great program.
Oh, this might be the most impressive program.
Put on by a great employee. So this
Employee
is happening
of the month.
every month. Literally every month she gets it. So this is October 27th, and this is a teen take and make yarn pumpkin. So this is a take and make kit that you will pick up from your preferred branch. You do have to register online, and we will be making yarn pumpkins. This is my program, so go ahead and register.
If you were wondering who the best employee was.
Yeah, just in case you weren't catching on, that employee of the month is me.
Yes.
But yeah, this is going to be a fun little craft.
Now this yarn pumpkin.
Yeah.
Is this like a bundle up some like 3-dimensional?
It is 3-dimensional. It's one of the ones where you use a balloon and you wrap the balloon with some yarn and you dip the yarn in the glue, wrap the balloon, and then you gotta pop the balloon.
That's interesting.
Yeah, make a little pumpkin out of it.
That's very interesting.
I honestly found it online and I haven't tried it, so fingers crossed it works.
Oh, I'm sure it'll work. They always work, right?
I've seen people do it before, so certainly it'll all work out.
And then we have yet another Josh Swindler Club. This is the Virtual Wizarding World Fan Club. So he asked, do you love wizards? Do you dream about what your wand will be made of?
Yes.
Join us for the recurring program, this is every month, where they'll talk about all things witches and wizards and have some fun activities revolving around the magical wizarding world. Also going to be on Zoom, and it's intended for ages 10 to 14.
Okay. And then rounding out the month of October is, you could have guessed, Jenny Ellis coming in hot on October 27th with her virtual Murder, She Read cozy mystery book discussion. This is virtual, and it is going to be about the book A Hex for Danger by Esme Addison. This one's really cool because the author is there. And I have done this with Jenny.
Oh, yes.
I've never really been... I shouldn't say I'm not a cozy mystery fan, but I just don't read them that often. And Jenny twisted my arm and told me to read one. And I actually met an author that I would consider a friend now. and we like keep up online.
That's pretty wild.
Because of this. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And anyone who wants to can join and talk with
Yeah.
this author about their book
Anybody.
that they wrote. It's
And
crazy.
Jenny makes sure that we have the books here, so you can always reserve a copy, read the book beforehand. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend that.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Well, that is all of the events and take and makes and clubs and everything that's going to be happening in the month of October, spooky month.